I hope, I hope, I hope, I hope, I hope.
And I went through that experience for nearly 3 years. My life became war, and eventually.
My story of how I became a human rights activist is long, but I was a child who was dragged into war in my country, Sierra Leone, when I was very young, and I fought in the war as a soldier, and then I was removed by UNICEF, actually. So then I recovered from the war, I went to live in the United States, and I decided to use my voice and my face to represent the issue. To give human context to the issue so people could understand it more. I chose to write because I was coming from a situation where I did not have any physical proof of what my life had been. I'd lost everything. And for me, I began to see words as a way to rebuild those things, those memories, those feelings, those mannerisms that I knew as a child that I could no longer provide physically. So for me, words became a way to bring people to the realities that may seem far from them, but they actually are not. So I write to really open a small window into the lives of other people that live in the same world with us, but that we may not necessarily be connected to, or we think we cannot be connected to. So for me, words have become that new weapon to really, to find empathy in people, to connect to others. Yeah. Solutions in place for recruitment. I mean, that's a big question. I think, first of all, I think the work that we're doing to make sure that children are not recruited, or those that are recruited are removed and they don't go back, that's good. But I think the work that can really be done is to build the capacity of certain countries so that they're able to make sure that the things that collapse and allow violence to become the order of the day does not happen in these countries, And that requires making sure that there's good politics in the country, there's good social structures in the country that support particularly the vulnerable children. And I think these are the things that can help prevent that. Because otherwise, once any kind of conflict starts, children will be compromised, women will be compromised. Well, reintegration is very crucial. When children come out of war, they need to go back into normal lives or into society, but they can't just go, because they have to go through a process. And UNICEF has been doing this work since I was a child. I'm no longer a child, as you can see. But so they have a lot of experience in different contexts, in different wars. But I think the addition that we were talking about yesterday, for example, is that there is a need for funding to continue the mental health support after the children leave the centers and they go into their communities. So a longer term support for that. Even though that mental psychological work is done at the transit centers, it's not sufficient after they leave. It's supposed to continue. But that being said, you're prepared very well to leave the centers, but life also is complicated, so there's a need for more of that.